Find the Unfriendly Skies with Tironan, and today we have the KI-102. It's an interesting aircraft. It was successor to the KI-45 Toro Dragon. It was an aircraft that, for the most part, was to address some of the problems with the KI-45, which was, number one, the lack of altitude. No matter what they did to the KI-45, they could not make it be able to climb up and reach B-29s at altitude during daylight. Some of that problem went away when the B-29s went to nighttime low-level firebombing, but that introduced a whole set of other problems. And those problems were lack of radar. Nor did anything address the KI-45's lack of speed. Those were addressed in the KI-102 and later by the KI-95. Obviously, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good to be able to reach an aircraft unless you have enough firepower to deal with a B-29. And the B-29 presented some very interesting challenges. That being that the B-29 was very quick, was known to be traveling at 359 miles an hour. It had a computerized gun sight where a gunner could blink in as many turrets as he needed to and concentrate them all on the incoming aircraft, which meant that you were facing 2, 4, 6 M2 machine guns at you, and if you came at it from the tail, it had a 20 millimeter back there. These are not the sorts of things you want to face in a bomber, and the aircraft, the B-29, had them in spades. Approaching from the front, you had a front and rear turret. Front turrets for both top and bottom, all of which could be focused on a incoming fighter. And because of its speed, you got to slow crawl towards it unless you found a good intercept position. This is not a recipe for happiness. This aircraft was built in part to deal with that. So it was relatively fast, had relatively good high altitude capability. This was also the genesis for the J7W1 and the KI-92, I believe it was the successor to the KI-84. The aircraft had to be rugged, they had to be armored, they had to carry ferocious front armament, because you're not going to hang out there very long, obviously, getting all those incoming 50 caliber bullets. And it wasn't just that they were incoming, they were well aimed with a lead deflector sight on them with fire control, linked to a fire control computer. This is something very different for a bomber. It wasn't somebody that you trained in deflection shooting and the effectiveness of the fire, then they're dependent on the gunner. This was a gunner putting his sight on you, and then it calculating the lead needed to hit your aircraft, and then you just put your sight on the deflection lead, and you started hitting the aircraft. This was something much more vicious. And you see that later in a more refined form in the F-86. They finally captured the Koreans finally downed a F-86 in relatively good shape and it was taken to Moscow for evaluation. And they pulled it apart to find all its secrets, and the thing that they captured more than anything else, the single most important thing to them, was the radar and the lead computing gun sight. And if you want to know why an F-86 was effective with 650 caliber machine guns, that's why. You could actually put that swarm of bullets directly on the aircraft. It took a lot, averaged 7,000 rounds per MiG kill. Why they were so desperate to change out to the M39 cannon, and why they went to the M61 Vulcan Gatling gun so quickly. So, back to the KI-45. It's a lot more maneuverable than you would think it would be. A 12-second turn time on it. Decent cannon. And you're seeing an early upgrade on this right now. We haven't got we've got the upgraded 20 millimeters, but we haven't got the upgraded nose cannon. That's the 37 millimeter still. Later it's supposed to be a 57 millimeter. That will be interesting because that will give us some reach, but we haven't got to that point yet. All right. But as it flies right now, this is a decent aircraft. It's certainly good at taking down GA as it sits, and I suspect it will do nothing but get better. That's what it was designed to do, kill bombers, kill ground attack aircraft. Does look both very well. It's not horrible against fighters. I mean, you're not going to get in a turning contest, but if you get one in your sight, it'll go away pretty quickly. And that makes it a lot of fun. And it's a genuine heavy fighter. It's got enough altitude for its tier to be to contest successfully with other heavy fighters, and it's usually more turnable than they are. Doesn't tend to have as many hit points, but that's okay. And for the point of taking down GA, it's more than nimble enough. And I wanted to defend this site because A, I knew the GA were coming here, and B, I want to keep this plant. This singular cap point is worth about 2 2/3 a regular cap in points generated. So every 120 seconds, you get another 80 cap points with it. Well, that's worth some money, right? That's worth some time. It can certainly win you the game. And we already have a lead on here, so we're actually getting 1, 2, 3, and then another 2/3. Pretty handy. I'm just shooting up these stacks out of boredom while waiting for something to appear. And we have all 4 sites now. No particular reason to hang out here unless I see something coming in. So we'll head off. This game is all but over. So unless I do something really stupid, this game's pretty much in the bag. All right. Okay, so more than a little bit of time has been taken, but I have further improved the lead and trailer on the introduction so that you know. Seems like you've got an overwhelmingly positive response to doing the short videos of the flybys of the old warbirds, and that's fine. If you guys like it, that's what I'm going to put up. If you have any further suggestions, let me know. We'll give it a try. But for now, this is our lead. If you have any screaming objections, this is the final time to say anything. Otherwise, this is what it's going to be. Did get some comments. I got at least one comment on that they like the ladies and they like the mood music, but like this as well. And everybody else seemed to like these types better. Obviously, had some success here. Had some fun with it and enjoyed it immensely on the flight. Okay, so back to the intro. This is going to be the intro unless somebody's got some sort of screaming objection or, so forth and so on. The fashion reviews are off the table for now until I have another channel because really, fantasy games, armor reviews just don't have any place on an aviation channel. So please, if you want to see them, when I get another channel set up to do that, I'll put that out there. You guys that are interested in that sort of stuff can go look at it. Those that aren't can ignore it, and everybody will be happy. Yes, I did get lots and lots and lots of views on this, between this and Skyrim Nexus, but, the more I thought about it, I was never that comfortable with it, and some folks left the channel over it, by the way. So, that's fine. We will just eventually move those videos over to Tironan and Skyrim Fashion Reviews, and those that want to see them can go there and see them. All right, that's enough of the channel announcements. Please remember to like the video, to subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, you can go to the main channel page, upper right-hand button. You'll find the Patreon button. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.